أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome everybody to today's lesson, and jazakumullah to all of you for arriving early and on time. We will begin the lesson as usual with our daily prayer. So, this up. If we could please have G1 766. Mike.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, I'm well. Jazakumullah for asking. So we are going to do our daily prayer. So we'll start from here. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
Okay, and the translation?
I seek refuge with Allah from Satan the rejected.
And next slide. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful.
And today is Monday's prayer. So, رب اشرح لي صدري
Rabbi shrah li sadri
ويسر لي أمري
wa yassir li amri. Lord, expand my mind and make my task easy for me.
Jazakumullah. Thank you so much, G1766. Allah Hafiz. Okay, so let me go on to, you all know already, our class etiquettes. Alhamdulillah, we're coming up to we've only got a couple of weeks left in our course now. So I'm sure you all know to have your correct ID, in a quiet place with your heads covered, your clean clothes, and parental supervision, just in case there are any questions, there are any problems, that you have somebody there to help. Okay, so in today's class, we are going to be continuing with the topic of idgham, and today we are looking at idgham naqis, so assimilation idgham. You looked at this last week as well. We'll be continuing with that same topic today. If you have the hard copy of the Talimul-Quran, it's lesson number 20, pages 83 to 84. The practice text we'll be looking at now is some examples from exercise 20.3. Okay, we will then also be going on to our Holy Quran practice, and we'll be looking at today's Surah Al-Lahab. So when we get on to the Holy Quran. Okay, so if we move back to here, so last week, if you remember, we were looking at idgham, which means assimilation, and that is when you assimilate or merge letters together. If a lam, mushaddad or ra mushaddad appear after a nun sakin or tanween, that you do not make the nasal nun sound there. Okay, and this is what we did last Monday, I think it was. You also then started looking at, later on in the week, idgham naqis. And last lesson, you looked at, with idgham naqis, you looked at ya mushaddad and waw mushaddad. Okay, so let me give you a couple of examples of what you looked at last lesson. If you have a waw mushaddad, or if you have a ya mushaddad, okay, you have to look at the letter before. If the letter before has a tanween, okay, and remember tanween is when you have two strokes of a fatha, a kasra, or a dhamma, right? As you can see here, it's a fatha, here it is a kasra, and can I find a dhamma? Yes, here's a dhamma, right? So if the waw mushaddad or ya mushaddad has a letter before with tanween, a fatha, a kasra, or a dhamma, tanween, then you will make a 2-second nasal sound, right, when you are joining those letters together. Also, if the letter before has a noon sakin. What is a noon sakin? A noon sakin is a noon with a sukoon on the top. Again, you will make a 2-second nasal sound. So the examples that I've just highlighted here, if we look at these examples, we have waliyan wala, waliyan wala. Okay, so you can hear the nasal sound and you can see how it's pronounced underneath as well, right? In this example here, again, we can see how it's pronounced underneath. So we will make a nasal sound here. It will be ayn yushraka, with a 2-second nasal sound, right? So if there is a waw mushaddad or a ya mushaddad, and the letter before is a noon sakin or any tanween, you make a 2-second nasal sound. And this is something which you covered last lesson, right? Now, another rule linked to this is when you have a mim mushaddad, right? So, for example, in this example here, we have a mim mushaddad, okay? Or a noon mushaddad, and we're going to look at a noon mushaddad in more detail tomorrow. But if you have a mim mushaddad, right, and the letter before is a noon sakin, or the letter before has a tanween, okay, you will again make a 2-second nasal sound. So, for example, in this one here, okay, we would say akum ma'ahum, akum ma'ahum. So we're having a 2-second nasal sound here, right? In this one here, how would we say this? We would say wala amatum mu'minatun, wala amatum mu'minatun. We're making a 2-second nasal sound, but a 2-second meme nasal sound here. Okay, a 2-second meme nasal sound here. Okay, so we're just going to practice some of the meme mushaddats from the exercise today, exercise 20.3, and then we're going to go on to our Quranic reading. So if I can have G1713, please, to the mic.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Alhamdulillah. So, do you remember doing Idgham Naqis last week?
Yes.
Little bit good, excellent. So we're going to start with this example here. Okay, so I'll recite and then you can recite after me. As you can see in the way that it's written underneath, this is how we will pronounce it. So we will make a nasal sound, but on the meme. So we will hold on the meme for about 2 seconds. Okay, so we will say, akum ma'ahum.
Akum ma'ahum.
Well done. Akum ma'ahum.
Akum ma'ahum.
Very good. Well done. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. So in this example, we will say, wala amatum mu'minatun. Should we break it down? Should we break it down a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have wala'a,
Wala'ama.
wala'ama,
Wala'ama.
tummu.
Tummu.
Very good. So we're going to put all that together now, okay? Wala'ama tummu.
Wala'ama. Tummu.
Very good. Minatun.
Minatun.
Right, so we're going to try and put that together, but we're going to do it really slowly. Okay, so you don't need to rush through, right? Wa la amatum mu'minatun.
Wala a matum mu'minatum tun.
Very good. Excellent. Really, really good. So you just need to break things down a little bit, because when you've got 2 or 3 words together, it can get really confusing. So just break it down. You did really, really well there. Excellent. Well done. Let's move on to this example now. Azabam min.
Azabam min.
Very good. Well done. So remember, this is dhal, like a T, it's like a TH sound, like you would say the. So, azabam min.
Azabam min.
Very good. So again, because there's the noon with the sukoon at the end, again, you will elongate that slightly, make a nasal sound. Azabam min.
Azabam. Azabam min.
Much better. Excellent. You just need to be really careful with this. So how many seconds will we say this for?
2 seconds.
2 seconds. Good, because this is an alif mad, right? That means we need to elongate this sound for 2 seconds, right? 1 second. Adabam min.
Azabam min.
Very good. Excellent. Really lovely recitation. G1713. Jazakumullah. Thank you so much for your help. Allah Hafiz. Okay, so if we could please have G1, 1 second. G1794 to the mic.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you today?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. Excellent. So you're understanding everything okay?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. So let's just go through this slowly. So if we see, and for today's lesson, we're focusing on meme and noon, but we don't have any noon examples here. But if we see a meme mushaddad, like in this example here, we have to look at the letter before. Okay. If the letter before has a tanween, like in this example here, we know that we need to make a 2-second nasal sound when joining these letters together. Okay. So the way that we would do that is we would say Jimmu.
Jimmu.
Very good. Excellent. Jimmu.
Jimmu.
Very good. Excellent. Now, if we see, sorry?
I think I understand now.
You get it now. Okay. So the only other thing you need to be wary of, or you need to be mindful of, is also if you see a mim mushaddad and the letter before is a noon sakin, like in this example, you have the same rule applies. So you would say kumma,
Kumma.
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 Very good. So when we say nasal sound, what we mean is that you actually feel the air in your nose, so that you can feel the air sort of coming out of your nose at the same time. That's what a nasal sound is. Okay, so let's try this example here. Okay, so we have, let's break it down. We're going to do it in sections. Okay, so we have buruji.
Buruji.
Very good. Now this jim, we're going to join to the mim mushaddad. but we're going to make a 2-second nasal sound. So, burujim.
Burujim.
Very good. Now, the mim mushaddad has a dhamma on the top, so we need to add that sound in as well. Burujim.
Burujim.
Very good. Now, we're going to say the last letters, and then we're going to put it all together afterwards. Okay, so just the last letters at the moment. Shayyadatin.
Sayyadatin.
Very good. Now we're going to try and put that all together. Okay. Burujim shayyadatin.
Burujim sayyadatin.
Shayyadatin.
Sayyadatin.
Very good. So what we need to do, you need to be really careful that you only elongate when you are supposed to. So this section here, you would elongate the ra and the waw because this is a waw mushaddad. So we will say that for 2 seconds. Ru. Okay. And then we will elongate the mim because it's a mim mushaddad and the letter before has a tanween. Okay. So those are the only places you need to elongate. The bu stays at 1 second. Right. So we have burujim shayyadatin.
Burujim sayyadatin.
Really good effort. Well done. Just keep on practicing that. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We have again over here mim mushaddad, and the letter before is an alif with a tanween of kasra. Okay, so we will say immu.
Immu. Immu.
Very good. The reason we say the mu at the end is because of the dhamma on top of the mim, right? Now, the next letter after that is a sin. So we're going to join that in as well now, right? So we would say immus.
Immus.
Very good. Now we're going to add the last 3 letters in, okay? Mustaqarrun.
Mustaqarrun.
Very good. Well done. Now let's add in the first 2 letters as well. Naba'im mustaqarrun. Shall I break it down?
Nabim mustaqarrun.
Very good. Naba'im mustaqarrun.
Naba mustaqarrun.
Good. So you just really need to practice because now we're getting on to putting 2 or 3 words together. So we need to break it down, do it in sections, and make sure that we can say each, or we say each sound clearly. Okay, Jazakumullah, thank you so much for your help. G1794. Allah Hafiz, Assalamu alaikum. Okay, if I can please have G781. Assalamu alaikum. G7810. Can you unmute your mic, please? Okay, so it's not working. Okay, so can I then have G1779? Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you today?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, that's good. Okay, are you understanding okay? I know it's a tough lesson today. It's not easy. Are you following?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent, good. So we're going to do a couple of these examples of the Noon Mushaddad. So let's go on to this one over here. So we have a Mim Mushaddad here, and we have the letter before we have to look at. It's a Noon with a Tanween of Fatha. So we know that we need to now make a 2-second nasal sound when joining these letters. So we will say Namma.
Number.
Very good, excellent. So let's add in the last 3 letters. Okay, so we will say Namma Ridan.
Number. Reason.
Good. So we have to hold on the meme for about 2 seconds. Yeah. Namma Ridan.
Number. Reason.
Very good. Let's add in the first letters now. Okay. Shaitanam Maridan.
Shaitan. Number. Reason.
Very good. Excellent. Let's go back to this one. We've already gone over this one with another student. Would you like to have a go by yourself? Or would you like to follow me?
I want to try and have a go myself.
Okay, off you go. Yeah.
Akumba. Akum.
Really good effort. Can you try it once more?
Akumba.
Very good effort. So we have akum ahum.
Akumba. Ahum.
Very good. Well done. Let's try this one. Do you want to have a go by yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Zamba. Zamba. Me.
Okay, let's just break this one down a little bit, okay? This we have ayn, which you did fine. Then we have a dhal, but there's an alif mad afterwards. So we have to extend that sound for about 2 seconds or 2 counts. So we will say adha.
Azaban. Be.
Okay, and then we'll move on to the next bit. So let's just do the first bit. Adha.
Aza.
Very good. Now let's follow it on with the next letters. So we will have here the ba joining to the meme. That's what you were doing. That was really good. So you say bum.
Bum.
Good. Then you have to add the noon sakin. Bum min.
Bum. Bin.
Very good. Now let's put that together. Adabam min.
Azabam. Bin.
Very good. Really good effort. So what you need to do is you just need to keep practicing, making sure you're holding and making that 2-second nasal sound, right? If you see a mim mushaddad and the letter before has a tanween or there's a noon sakin. Okay? Jazakumullah. Thank you for your help. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay. So, like I said, to the students that were on the mic, this is not an easy rule. It takes time. It takes practice for everybody. So it's just something we need to be mindful of. You need to be very, very clear that when you're looking at the letters, for example, you're looking at a meme with the shadda on the top, you have to look at the letter before. Every time you see a meme with a shadda on the top, you have to look at the letter before. If the letter before is noon sakin or a letter with a tanween, then you must know that you need to assimilate and make a 2-second nasal sound in those examples. Okay? We also last week, like I said, you looked at the waw mushaddad and the ya mushaddad. So we're just going to have somebody on the mic, please, just to do a couple of practices of waw mushaddad and ya mushaddad before we move on to our Quranic reading. So if I can have G1742, please.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you today?
I'm good, mashallah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So we're going to do this example now. It's just a practice of something that you've already done last week. So I'll recite and then you can recite after me. So we have Sakanawa.
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 Good. So when you hear the nasal sound, you should feel the air in your nose at the time. Okay, good. Well done. Let's try ya mushaddad now. Where's ya mushaddad? Let's try this one. So here, again, we have a nun sakin. So we assimilate and we make a nasal sound. Ayn yushraka.
Yushraka.
Very good. Well done. Excellent. Would you like to have a go by yourself at one?
Yes.
Okay. Let's have a go at this one.
Man yakhafuha. Hu.
Good. Well done. You corrected. Try again from the beginning with that correction.
Man yakhafuhu.
Very good. How many seconds do we need to say this who for?
2.
Good. Well done. So, man yakhafuhu.
Man yakhafuhu.
Good. So remember, when you're joining, you need to hear that nasal sound here. Man.
Man.
Very good. Can you feel the air in your nose when you're saying it? Man. You can kind of crease up your nose, crinkle up your nose a little bit so you can actually hear the sound. Yeah? Man yakhafuhu.
Man yakhafuhu.
Very good. Very good. Let's try this one here.
Daniyatun wa.
Good effort. How many seconds will we say this first one for?
One count.
There's an alif madda there. So we need to say that for 2 counts. Good, well done. So we will say the 2 counts. Try once more.
Daniyatun wa.
Good, well done. Daniyatun wa.
Daniyatun wa.
Very good, well done, excellent. So, mashallah, very nicely read. G1742. Jazakumullah, thank you so much for your help. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay, so this is how we need to make sure that we are practicing our nasal sound when we see these examples. Okay, so we're going to move on now to our Quranic portion. But before we do that, if you can just bear with me for 1 second so that I can share with you your attendance form. So just give me a second here. Okay, so please check for the chat in the chat box with the attendance form so you can put your attendance in for today's lesson. Right, so like I said, we are going to now go on to our Quranic reading. And in today's lesson, we are going to be looking at Surah Al-Lahab. Surah Al-Lahab is a Meccan surah. It comes in part number 30 of the Holy Quran. It's chapter number 111 of the Holy Quran. So it's quite close to the end, very close to the end of the Quran Majid. There are 6 verses in this surah. It has 1 ruku. So there are 6 verses, and remember the Holy Quran has 6,348 verses. Okay, 6, you half that, you get 3, and then 4, you double that, you get 8. 6,348. And it has 1 ruku, and in the Quran, in total, there are 558 rukus. And the order of revelation is number 6, meaning it was the 6th surah to be revealed to our beloved Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, so this is Surah Al-Lahab. So I will recite the surah for you once. So everybody listen carefully. Remember, when we are doing our Quranic recitation, we need to be really careful and mindful of all of the rules that we've learned so far. Remember, we need to elongate. Remember when we need to do it for 1 second, because all of these things, especially your timing, makes a huge difference to the meaning of the words that we are saying. So we don't want to be saying anything incorrect in terms of the meaning of the words. Okay? So I will recite once if everyone follows, and then I will have students on the mic to recite with me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب سيصلى نارا ذات لهب وامرأته حمالة الحطب في جيدها حبل من مسد. Now, while reading through that, you probably noticed 2 things that we have covered in today's lesson. Oh, 1 second. Where is my highlighter? We have here waw mushaddad, and the letter before has a tanween of kasra underneath. So I made a nasal sound. Binwa. Okay, that's from today's lesson. Binwa. Right? And again over here, we have a mim mushaddad and another mim mushaddad. Right? This is a mim mushaddad because the letter before has a tanween of dhamma, and this is a mim mushaddad because the letter before is a nun sakin. So again, I made a nasal sound. Habalum min masad. Nasal sound for the mim here and a nasal sound for the mim here. Okay? So I'll just those. So those are things that you need to be careful of, because that's the rule we learned today. Okay, and obviously all the previous rules that we have looked at as well. Okay? So if I can please have G1795 and G1796 to the mic.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. So if I can first have G1795, and then after that we'll listen to G1796. Jazakumullah. Assalamu alaikum. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well. Jazakumullah for asking. So we're going to start at the beginning. I will read the verse, and then I want you to recite after me. Okay? So let me read the first verse, and then I will read the second verse, and then you recite. Okay? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Very good. Tabbat yada abi لهب وتب.
تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب.
Really good effort. Well done. Okay. How many seconds are we going to say this for?
I think 5 or 6 seconds or 4 seconds.
It's about 3 to 5 seconds. Yeah. It's okay to say it for 3 seconds because 5 seconds is actually quite a long time, but you just need to be really careful that you do say that for 3 seconds. Okay. What about this?
2 seconds.
Good. What about this?
I think you need to make a nasal like bimba.
Excellent. Well done. And you need to stretch that sound for about 2 seconds as well, that nasal sound. Good. Excellent. Very, very good. So let's start again from here.
Can I read it for myself?
Yes, you can read it by yourself. I just want to clarify a couple of things that you need to do. Tabbat. So you need to make a really clear ta sound there. Okay. Tabbat yada. Okay. Make sure that's the 3 seconds. Abi. Make sure that's 2 seconds. Lahabim watab. So you make sure that again is 2 seconds there. All right. Off you go. Have a go.
Tabbat yada abi lahabim watab.
Really good. Well done. Excellent. But you just need to now focus on making this, extending this for about 2 seconds. Lahabim watab.
Lahabim watab.
Good. Lahabim watab.
Lahabim watab.
Good. So you just need to make sure you elongate that sound for about 2 seconds. Start once more from the beginning.
Tabbat yada abi lahabim watab.
Really good effort. Really good effort. So what you need to do is when you're practicing at home, I want you to go really, really slowly. Make sure you're saying each sound clearly. Make sure you're elongating properly where you need to. Okay. And this nasal sound here, this is a difficult one because it's a brand new rule for you guys. But you really need to practice this as well. Lahabim watab. So you're making a nasal sound and joining to the vowel as well. Okay, really good effort. Jazakumullah. Thank you so much, G1 795. If you can put G1 796 on the mic, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you today?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm well. Are you understanding everything okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to recite the next verse from here, okay, to here. And then once I've recited, I want you to have a go, okay? If you want me to break it down and do it slowly, then I will do it slowly with you as well. Okay, so let me recite once. Ma aghna anhu maluhu wa ma kasab. Do you want me to break it down?
Ma aghna anhu maluhu wa ma kasaba.
Very good effort. Excellent. You did all of your letters with the correct pronunciation. You made sure that you said each letter clearly. There's a couple of things that will help you to improve on that. Okay. This was good. You said this for the 3 seconds. Ma. Okay. We're going to just read it to here. Right. So just read this with me. Ma aghna.
Ma aghna.
Ma aghna.
Ma aghna.
Very good. Anhu.
Anhu.
ما أغنى عنه
Ma aghna anhu
ماله.
maluhu.
Very good. So we're going to read it up to the end of the line here. ما أغنى عنه ماله.
Ma aghna anhu maluhu. Luhu.
Luhu. 2 seconds. Yeah?
Luhu.
Very good. Wama kasab.
Wama kasab.
Very good. So we're joining, we're making a jerking sound there. Okay, and we'll look at that rule and how we do that later. But at the moment, you just need to know that we're joining to the ba, the scene to the ba, and we're making a jerking sound. Kasab.
Kasab.
Very good. So I'm going to do it from the beginning once more. Ma aghna anhu maluhu wa ma kasab.
Ma aghna anhu maluhu wa ma kasab.
Wa ma kasab.
Wa ma kasab.
Very good. So what I want you to be really careful of when you're practicing is looking really carefully at where we need to elongate our sounds. Okay. So over here, we have 3 seconds, right? Because of this madda here on top. Here we have 2 seconds, right? Because of the vertical fatha there. Again, we have 2 seconds, an alif madda there, and 2 seconds, inverted dhamma there, right? Then we get onto this line, and again, we have 2 seconds. So there's a lot of elongation going on here, which means that it's very difficult to necessarily say this all in one breath, but that is what we are aiming to do. So every time we start reading, we read with it, take a nice big breath in and try to say as much of the line as possible in one breath. Okay, but you need to be really careful to make sure you elongate everywhere that you need to. Okay, Jazakumullah, thank you so much for your help. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz.
Okay, so if we can please have, let's see, G1 708 to the mic.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. How are you today?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Are you understanding everything okay today?
A little bit.
A little bit. I know these are difficult. They can get, the rules are getting more difficult now, but you just keep practicing and it will become automatic and it will be really easy for you, inshallah. Okay. So we're going to start from here. I'm going to recite the verse to here, and then I want you to have a go. Okay. So,
Okay.
سيصلى نارا ذات لهب.
سيصلى نار ذات.
Okay, let's break it down. سيصلى نار.
سيصلى نار.
Good. Now we're going to read it to here. سيصلى نارا.
سيصلى نار.
نارا.
نار.
Right, good. So this is a tanween here. So we need to make ran sound, okay? سيصلى نارا.
سيصلى نارا
ذات لهب.
ذات لهب.
Very good. So what you need to be mindful of, again, is the timings, okay? So make sure this is your 2 seconds. This is your 2 seconds. This is your 2 seconds, right? So you need to make each of those sounds or elongate the sound for 2 seconds there, right? Let's try it once more. سيصلى نارا ذات لهب.
سيصلى نار ذات لهب.
Very good. Much, much better. So all you need to do is you just need to keep looking really carefully and slow your recitation down and just make sure you say each sound properly and clearly and elongate where you need to. So your timing is really, really important. Okay. Jazakumullah, thank you so much for your help.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Assalamualaikum. Okay. So if we can please have G1719 to the mic.
Assalamu alaikum.
G1719. Wa alaikum assalam. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm well. So if we start from here, are you understanding everything okay?
Yes.
Kind of? Okay, good. So let's start from here, and I'm going to read here, and then you can have a go. Okay?
Can I read by myself?
Wamra'atu. Yeah, let me read it once, and then you can read it by yourself. Okay? Wamra'atu حمالة الحطب. Okay. G1719. G1719, you're unmuted, but we can't hear you. Hello. I can hear a sound. Can you say it a bit louder?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Now I can hear you. Okay, off you go. If you go from here.
حمالة الحطب.
Very good. Once more, because your voice cracked out a little bit at the beginning.
وامرأة حمالة الحطب.
Very good. Can you just read it just to hear and make every sound really, really clearly?
وامرأة.
Wamra'atu. So you just need to make that alif sound really clear so that we can hear that it's a separate sound there. So once more.
وامرأة.
Wamra'atu. Very good. And from here?
حمالة الحطب.
Beautiful, really lovely recitation. Your tune was really good, your flow was very good, you elongated when you needed to correctly, so that was really good. So just remember when you are saying letters like ra'atu, that you make all the sounds really, really clearly. Okay, Jazakumullah, thank you so much for your help. Allah Hafiz. Okay, we can have our next student, please. G1704. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, I'm well. Jazakumullah for asking. So we're going to start from here. Okay. I'll recite and then you can have go after that. So just be mindful here. We've got idgham naqis here in two places with the meme mushaddad. So we need to make a nasal sound on both of these memes here. Okay. في جيدها حبل من مسد.
في جيدها حبل من مسد.
Beautiful, very good. Be really careful to make sure you elongate this sound for 2 seconds as well. So one more go.
في جيدها حبل من مسد.
Very nice, mashallah. Really, really good. So lum min masad, and you tried to make that nasal sound in both of those places. So that was really good, mashallah. You elongated well when I reminded you there. So it's just really being careful that every time, every sound where you see an elongation, where you see a mud, letter of mud, that you elongate properly, because if you don't, it actually can change the meaning of the word you're saying. Okay, so that was really good. Jazakumullah G1704 for your help. Allah Hafiz. Okay, so in today's class, we have looked at idgham naqis, and we have recited Surah Al-Lahab. So what I would like you to do for homework, please, is practice idgham naqis, exercise 20.3, page 84. which is what we did here. You can practice the examples that we've gone over, especially with the mim shaddad. Okay, but even if you practice with the waw and the ya as well, these are things you've done in a previous lesson, so you can look at those as well. And then make sure that you practice your surah, and you can listen to the recitation of Surah Al-Hab on Al-Islam, and then practice reciting that surah, being really mindful of your elongation, your letters of mud, your timing. Okay, and that is your homework for today. So if we can please now have a student for our final dua. Let me just put this on. If we can please have G1711 to the mic.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. So we're going to do the final prayer together. So I'll recite once and then you recite with the translation together. Allahumma arhamni bil-Qur'an al-azim.
Allahumma arhamni bil-Qur'an al-azim. Oh Allah, have mercy on me for the Quran the Great.
وَاجْعَلْهُ لِي إِمَامًا وَنُورًا وَهُدًى وَرَحْمَةً.
وَاجْعَلْهُ لِي إِمَامًا وَنُورًا.
Let's go a bit slow, it's okay. إِمَامًا نورا هدى ورحمة. And if you look here carefully, you can see the rule that we've been looking at today, which is the waw mushaddad, and we have the tanween before this. So therefore we need to make a nasal sound. Manwa. So we're making a nasal sound there when we join those. Okay, good, well done. And the translation?
And make it for me the leader, the light, the guidance, and the mercy.
Jazakumullah, and jazakumullah to all of our students in today's lesson, and all of our parents as well. And inshallah, we will see you all again tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.